I shouldn't have to tell you this. It shouldn't have needed to take this, the gruesome and callous murder of George Floyd caught on video, to get us here. We shouldn't have required 2 autopsies, several cell phone videos of the police encounter, and a store surveillance video to prove that George Floyd was not resisting arrest when he was handcuffed before he was even brought to the ground to get us here. We shouldn't have needed speeches, protests, looting, and more police violence against civilians to get us here. And where is the here that I keep repeating? Here is this moment. A moment in time in which the world has finally started not only to see Black people and the daily injustices we face, but more importantly, to believe Black people. These instances are not new to us. These issues are not new to us. This violence is not new to us. We have been telling the public about police brutality and other forms of racism built into society in education, the corporate world, economics, housing, entertainment, etc. from day one. We have been both loud and quiet. We have spoken up, kneeled, marched, commented on TV and radio, written articles, approached HR professionals, called politicians, voted, etc., for years, generations, centuries, and we were not heard. We have done everything we could do, short of reactive violence and revolution, in order to be heard, listened to, seen. Yet, we were not believed. Until now, until we all were subjected to the ghastly recording of George Floyd's death. If we mattered before, if Black lives mattered before, you would have believed us, and it wouldn't have taken so long to get here. I shouldn't have to say this. Black lives have always mattered. They mattered yesterday, and they matter today. If Black lives will continue to matter tomorrow and into the future, that will be up to you, the person reading this, determined by what you do and how you live your life moving forward. Though this is not my job as a Black person, I will provide a few tips to get you started. As a start, you can do a Google search on the following. What is systemic racism? What is white privilege? Jane Elliott's Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes study. What is a microaggression? What is implicit bias? Afterward, share what you have learned with those around you and turn your now collective knowledge into actions, holding the people in your community accountable for the things that they say and the things that they do. This does not mean you have to start arguments or conflict. You might simply say something like, "Hey, I read this thing that said maybe we shouldn't say that about that group of people because..." Do this to start. And here are some things that you shouldn't do. Do not silence the Black voice. Amplify it. Do not ignore Black culture and art. Engage with it. Do not ignore the Black experience. Celebrate it. And if you've listened this far, I've saved my most important point for last. When we Black folks express the injustices that we experience, believe us. Believe Black people. If Black lives matter, then it is up to you to live a life exemplifying this very simple fact. It is up to you. Prove it. Black lives matter.